If you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. It is time for Ted to give his 2 cents. Canelo Alvarez puts in another pound-for-pound performance over our very own Callum Smith. It was domination. It was kind of disappointing from Callum Smith. We hope to see at least the size difference play a factor at some point, whether it was early, whether it was late. We were hoping for him to uncork one of those good left hooks to the head, to the body. I look back at that 12-round fight. I've only watched it once, and I can't think of one real good shot Callum Smith lands in it. Part of that is to do, of course, with Canelo Alvarez's fantastic head movement. He's really good. Really, since Mayweather has left, this guy seems to be almost the most elusive guy out there, which is unusual because he's got somewhat stuck in the mud feet. He walks forward, and something I'm always a little bit critical about, he fights kind of one-paced. He never really go through the gears, but good luck trying to hit him. He's brilliant at he'll sometimes have his hands purposefully low because he knows what you're doing. He'll just move the necessary amount. He'll drop his arms to block body shots. He knows exactly what's going on. He's got brilliant observation in there. But I was hoping that Callum Smith could do something. We didn't expect him to win. It kind of ended in the dominant manner a lot of us thought it would, but where was that one burst from another young guy who's supposed to be in his prime? Where was that moment where he showed that he is really world class? It didn't come. And he was supposed to be the big, strong guy in there. This is what was interesting. But this shows you that the whole 6'3" scenario going in, it didn't equate to strength. Canelo was the stronger guy. And one important point when people were looking at them coming together and going, oh, look how much taller Callum Smith is. He's not as thickly built as Canelo. He doesn't have those strong connections. And Canelo just easily was walking in backwards. He had no problem doing that. He felt he was the stronger guy. Now, what was Callum Smith's game plan? Was he trying to box, or did he want to attack? He didn't know, did he? Because he didn't feel comfortable landing his shots because he kept missing. That credit goes to Canelo. But where he could have at least tried to feint, this is the problem. He's a bit bread and butter, isn't he? He has a nice little catch-counter hook. After that, there's not many special effects, as Mayweather would say. Canelo very smartly kept hitting the left arm until he had a bicep injury. And he basically couldn't throw that shot. But where was the feints from the outside? He's not quick at all, Callum Smith. So try and feint yourself, get him to react, and then go in with your shots. You can have a better chance of landing. But the fact he wasn't even feinting made it even easier for Canelo to just walk him down. He was a kid at the candy store. He was like, shit, you're not as powerful as me. I'm not feeling your shots that much. I'm blocking them. There were some tremendous sequences again in this fight from Canelo defensively, where he evaded, blocked, evaded, and you just have to go, that is quality, that is talent. I'm not going as far as some people who are saying, like, we witnessed greatness. Part of it is I think we just witnessed how Callum Smith technically, special effects-wise, if we're going to use that term, he's not that tremendous. He's always been a big, crisp guy who's quite accurate and powerful, but he's never shown that much nuance to me. And, of course, his previous fight before Canelo, a lot of people felt he lost to John Ryder. That is not a good foundation to go into a fight against Canelo Alvarez. It's another fantastic victory, but we shall see really how good Callum Smith is, who now may have designs to go up to 175 pounds. Just completely outperformed, and he was gracious enough to admit that. So, fair play to him. A lot of people have said, I don't think anyone beats Canelo from 160 to 168 pounds, and that might be just how it is. Caleb Plant, a lot of people preferred that fight rather than Callum Smith. Whether he's got a big enough name, I don't know. Me personally, I would like to see him fight Jamal Charlo, some guy who's big, powerful, skilled, young, and quite quick. I think you need at least a little bit of speed to offset Canelo, who's normally quicker, certainly in terms of hand speed, than most of his opposition. You need a bit of youth, size, strength, and speed, and Callum Smith did not have speed at all. That's the one I'd like the most. Money-wise, it's the third Golovkin fight that makes sense. But I cannot see Golovkin winning a third fight. against Canelo. His recent victory against Cerameta, was it the Polish fighter? Some people think he slowed even more. So that is not a good standing going into a third fight with a guy who has at least officially got one victory over you now. Canelo Alvarez is at the absolute peak of his powers at 30 years of age. Could he go on to become Mexico's greatest ever fighter? He very well could do. But let's hold back a little bit on that praise at the moment. He's just defeated another very good world-class guy who was disappointing. I think Danny Jacobs showed us more against Canelo than Callum Smith just did. So let's try and keep things into perspective. If you have Canelo Alvarez, the best guy in the world right now, fair play. That was a fantastic performance. I would like to see him fight, though, Jamal Charlo.